In cybersecurity, the game is always changing, right? Well, the next big shift, it isn't just another tool. It's more like a new teammate. We're talking about something called Pentest GPT, and it's basically an AI copilot that's set to completely change the game for offensive security. So let's really dig into what that actually means. Okay, so to really get where we're heading, you gotta look at where we've been. Think about it. Penetration testing started out as the super manual, human-led thing. I mean, incredibly detailed, for sure, but also really slow and expensive. Then, we got automated scanners. That was great. It brought scale, it was repeatable, but they often miss the bigger picture, the context. And that brings us to today. We're right on the edge of this third wave, AI-driven pen testing. And this is the cool part. It promises to mix the brain of a human expert with the raw speed of automation.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at this next chapter for pen testing. Then, and this is important, we'll talk about why this is not just hacker chat GPT. After that, we'll dive into the AI-powered workflow, how it actually works. Then we'll get practical, how do you choose the right tool, and we'll wrap up by looking at why this is a whole new kind of force multiplier for your team.
Okay, so let's jump in. We are really moving way beyond simple automation here. The real breakthrough isn't just about speed, it's about intelligence. It's about adding this layer of reasoning that, until now, was pretty much just for human experts. But, and this is a big but, when we talk about intelligence, it's super easy to make the wrong comparison.
And that brings us right to a huge misconception, probably the biggest one out there. It's so tempting to look at this and just think, oh, it's just another version of ChatGPT, or the other AI tools we're all using now. I love this quote. The idea of ChatGPT with a hacker hoodie, it's a great image, right? But it totally, completely misses the point. The real difference isn't the hoodie. It's what's going on in the brain underneath. Okay, this is where the rubber really meets the road. Look at a general GPT, like ChatGPT. It's trained on, well, the entire internet. It knows a little about everything. A Pentest GPT, on the other hand, is like a specialist. It's been fine-tuned on super specific security data. We're talking CVE databases, red team playbooks, the whole MITRE ATTK framework. So what does that mean in practice? Well, a general GPT can explain what a SQL injection is. A Pentest GPT, it can actually integrate with a tool like Metasploit, generate a working payload, and then help you draft a remediation plan. That's the massive leap from just talking about it to actually doing something about it.
So, if this isn't just another standalone tool, then where does it fit? How does it actually work in a real workflow? Well, the key thing to remember is this. It doesn't replace your favorite scanner or your go-to framework. Think of it more like the intelligent glue. It's the thing that connects all the dots between your other tools.
And you see this play out in three main areas. First up, reconnaissance. It can just chew through massive amounts of unstructured data, logs, reports, you name it, and pull out the relevant clues. Second, and honestly, this is where it gets really powerful, is attack path planning. It can look at two totally separate, maybe even low-risk vulnerabilities and see the exact path an attacker could use to chain them together into a huge breach. And third, it helps with reporting. And let's be real, that's a classic pain point for everyone.
And this example just nails it. This is where AI-powered reporting really shines. Imagine you're talking to a client. You could say, hey, CVE 2024-12345 was exploited, and they'll probably just stare at you blankly. Or you could say, attackers could get into your payroll system and steal all your employee data. See the difference? One is just technical jargon. The other is real, tangible business risk. And that is what gets people to take immediate action.
All right, so of course, anytime a new hot technology like this pops up, a million new tools suddenly appear on the market, right? It's just a flood. So if you're the one trying to evaluate these for your team, how in the world do you cut through all that noise and find a tool that's actually going to work, and more importantly, one you can trust?
And that really is the critical question, isn't it? Because let's be clear, not all AI tools are created equal, not by a long shot. And when we're talking about security, choosing the wrong one can actually be way worse than having no tool at all.
So here are 4 things you absolutely have to focus on. Number 1, accuracy. Does it give you real, verifiable results, or does it do that AI thing where it hallucinates and just makes stuff up? Number 2, integration. Simple. It has to plug into the tools you're already using. No exceptions. Third is transparency. You have to know what data it was trained on and how up-to-date that data is. And last, but maybe most important, security. Is your client's super sensitive data being handled in a private, secure instance, or is it getting shipped off to some public API? That last one, it's a total non-negotiable. Okay, so when you pull this all together, what's the big takeaway? What's the bottom line? It's this. Pentest GPT isn't coming for anyone's job. It's not here to replace people. It's here to be a powerful force multiplier. And that value really comes in 3 different layers. First, you've got the reasoning layer. That's what connects all the dots from your tools and builds that coherent attack story. Then you have the assistant layer, which is like having a senior expert looking over your shoulder, guiding your team through tricky technical decisions. And finally, there's the translation layer. This is what reframes all that tech speak into actual business risk. See? It's not doing the hacking itself. It's amplifying the intelligence of the humans who are.
Look, this tech is already here, and it's getting better at a frankly incredible pace. The potential it has to scale expertise and give us deeper insights, it's just undeniable. So, the real question you have to ask yourself isn't if an AI copilot is coming to your security practice, it's, are you going to be ready for it when it does?